All right, let's just quickly cut across, in fact, to these visuals of Mike Pompeo meeting Prime Minister Narendra Modi. These are the latest visuals, in fact, coming in from the national capital, where United States Secretary of Defense Mike Pompeo is, in fact, meeting Prime Minister Narendra Modi. You can see Ajit Doval, the National Security Advisor, Foreign Minister S. Shankar as well. And these are the visuals which are coming in from the residence of the Prime Minister, where the meeting has started between Mike Pompeo and Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Big visit of this engagement between the United States and India. Mike Pompeo is now meeting Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Foreign Minister S. Shankar, and National Security Advisor Ajit Doval, both present at this meeting. Important just before the G20 meeting of the Prime Minister along with President of United States Donald Trump. So this is setting the agenda, and important issues to be discussed between both the countries, from the ongoing trade war crisis between US and China, with the effects of India as well. Sanctions being applied on India after the defense deal with Russia on S-400. The crisis with Iran of the United States, and how is it going to affect, in fact, the oil supply as far as India is concerned. So all those areas will be discussed in the meeting today. Another sticking point is the H-1B visas, where reports suggest that the United States wants to cut down on the number of the H-1B visa, a very, very contentious issue as far as India is concerned. So this is the first meeting of a senior ranking United States official with, in fact, the Prime Minister in his second term. US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo in the country. He arrived late last night, and the meeting at the 7 local landmark, the residence of the Prime Minister, has just begun. Geeta Mohan, my colleague, joining us with more details on this. Geeta, the meeting has begun with the Prime Minister, Foreign Minister, along with the National Security Advisor also present at this meeting. This would be important to, in fact, not only iron out the differences between both the countries before the big summit of meeting between the United States President and the Prime Minister at the G20.
Absolutely, Ankit. This is preparatory meetings. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Secretary Pompeo's meeting right now is with regards to Secretary Pompeo conveying the importance of and highlighting the importance of relations between the two countries. Certain areas might come up during talks between the leadership, between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Secretary Pompeo. Trade certainly is an important issue and close to the heart of President Trump, wherein he has been raising the issue of trade deficit. But India, Ankit, has a good story to tell, because trade deficit has only decreased between the two countries in all the years of a Trump presidency between India and the United States of America. So that's a good story to tell. But there is much more that needs to be done, and both countries will be discussing aspects of that. Iran, Russia are concerns, regional and global, for U.S. And will be coming up given the fact that they are important partners of India, and India would like to ensure that the message on seeking waiver for the S-400 defense deal with Russia is something that really comes about. But these are details that will be discussed between External Affairs Minister Shankar and his counterpart Pompeo. Right now, it would only be basic information or basic conversations between the two leaders. And Secretary Pompeo will be highlighting not just the importance, but the fact that this is a preparatory meeting for that very big meeting that you talked about, Ankit, which is the meeting on the morning of 28th in Osaka, Japan, on the sidelines of G20 summit, when President Trump and Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be meeting to chart out the next course of action between the Trump administration and the new Modi administration.
This is the second term of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. personally, there is the rapport that we have seen between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Donald Trump. But as far as the trade ties, and there are also other sticking points like the H-1B visa, also the sanctions which have been put on India. How much of this personal camaraderie between both the leaders, especially in the second term of the Prime Minister and at a time when in just less than a year, United States President Trump would be seeking a re-election, how do you see this going forward, Geeta?
Well, it is going to be a very important aspect of foreign policy for India, ensuring that the balance when it comes to United States of America and China is really met with. A very important area of concern for the U.S. is also the 5G security trial of Huawei-based, China-based company in India, making an entry in the 5G spectrum, which is something that concerns the United States of America. But India has to really balance its relations out rather than putting all its eggs in one basket, be it China or for that matter United States of America. This time around in the new Modi administration, Ankit, that certainly will be something that will be focused upon, and a message that will be sent out to all countries that what will be of primary importance for India is India's own national interest, and India will work towards that with the countries in question over here, be it the United States of America or for that matter China. Having said that, like you again very rightly pointing out, that there is a difference in the Modi-Trump relationship if you compare it to any other relations that Trump has had with various other leaders of the world and countries. It has been different. There is more positivity. There's a ring of positivity to this entire relationship, and that comes from top bottom. It comes from the leadership itself. Trump has shown enough confidence in Prime Minister Narendra Modi even before elections, where he said that he would be visiting India and there will be a bilateral visit to India. That in all probability will be happening this year round. A very significant, important relationship where in the only country where, and one of those rare countries, Ankit, where Trump administration and President Trump himself is allowing leeway and space to India, even with regards to countries such as Iran. Look at the Chabahar port project. That's a waiver that India has got specifically given the strategic importance of Chabahar port, and that certainly for now is going to stay. Although oil imports are areas that are going to be affected, and India and the US has assured continuous supply. H-1B visa issue is something that is going to come up, although the review is not country specific and it's not targeted at India, but India certainly is going to be one of the most affected if there is an H-1B visa cap. So that's a conversation that's ongoing, and India remains engaged with the United States of America at various levels.
Geeta Mohan, thank you so much for joining us with all those details. This is going to be an important day as far as India-US relations are concerned. We'll keep going back to Geeta for more details.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you will love to.